At last, we have reached the final operation with the final rational number, for now, and that is dividing positive and negative mixed numbers. Woohoo! This is the one that kind of takes everything we've done with fractions and mixed numbers and division and negatives and all that stuff, and we put it all together. So, going through the steps, the first thing we have to do is make a mixed number improper. No big shocks, I know, because we've been doing this now for a little while. We have 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21 over 4, divided by 8 times 3 is 24, plus 5 is 29 over 8. And we know it's going to be negative because it was negative 3 and 5/8. We know we need to multiply by the reciprocal. Just to refresh, I'm not saying that other phrase, someone else might say it. To multiply by the reciprocal means leave the first one alone, change division to multiplication, and flip the fraction upside down. Notice that the negative stayed in the numerator. The negative doesn't stick with the 29. The negative sticks with that numerator. So we can now go through and multiply across the top and across the bottom. As all the other examples have shown, I will do cross simplification for both the and simplifying at the end. Now we have 21 times 8, and that gives us 168. And then we have 4 times 29, and that gives us 116. Now we have to simplify. In this case, we're going to simplify by 2. So we have 168 divided by 2 is 84. And we have 116 divided by 2 is 58. But we can also simplify again by 2. 84 divided by 2 is 42. 58 divided by 2 is 29. So our fraction part of the answer is going to be 42 over 29. Now, again, you want to make a mixed number, you go right ahead, but that's an extra step, and it's really easy to make a careless mistake there, so I wouldn't take that extra step. Plus, if it's going to be a gridded response answer, it can't be a mixed number, so leave it improper. Now we have to determine if our answer is going to be positive or negative. In looking at this, we see that 5 1/4 is positive, 3 and 5/8 are negative. That means the signs are different, so our final answer is negative 42 over 29. If we were to cross-simplify, we could note that we can simplify by 4. Now, if you want to simplify by 2 and then simplify by 2 again, go right ahead. But if we simplify by 4, we can say that 4 goes into 4 one time and 4 goes into 8 twice. So now we have 21 times 2 over 1 times 29. And that's going to equal 42 over 29, which matches what we got when we simplified the other way. So either way, we simplified by 4 essentially, or by 2 2's, and ended up at the same answer. It doesn't matter which way you simplify, pick the way you like the best and stick with it. On to the final example. Yay! First thing you got to do is make those mixed numbers improper. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 plus 1 is 17 over 2. And then we have 10 times 3 is 30, plus 7 is 37 over 10. And those negatives are just hanging out in the numerator because both of our mixed numbers are negative. Now we have to multiply by the reciprocal. That means the first number is going to stay the same. Division turns into multiplication, and that second fraction is flipping upside down. So it becomes negative 10 over 37. Remember that the negative stays in the numerator. It doesn't stay with the number. So now we have 17 times 10 over 2 times 37. It is your choice which way you want to simplify. As always, I will show you both, so that way hopefully one of them makes sense to you. We have 17 times 10, which is 170. 2 times 37, which is 74. We know we're going to be able to simplify by 2 because both of them are even. 170 divided by 2 is 85. 74 divided by 2 is 37. So we know the fraction part of the answer is 85 over 37. If you're dying to make it a mixed number, you go right ahead and you do that. But I don't want to work, I don't want that extra step, and most of the time students aren't begging their teacher saying, hey, give me more steps to do, give me more work. Just doesn't happen. But the other part to this is that it's super easy to make a careless mistake there, and we want to take that out. We don't want to risk making careless mistakes or more careless mistakes. The other part to this is if it was graded response, you're going to have to leave it improper. So don't take that extra step of making it a mixed number. It's just not going to benefit you. So taking a look at 85 over 37, to determine if it's going to be positive or negative, we look at the signs on our answers. Both mixed numbers are negative, meaning the signs are the same, so our final answer has to be positive. If you prefer cross-simplifying, to cross-simplify these, hopefully you notice that we can divide by 2. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. So we're left with 17 times 5 over 1 times 37. And 17 times 5 is 85. And 1 times 37 is 37. And we can look back and say, hey, we got the same answer. So again, it doesn't matter which way you do it. You don't have to do both. I've just given you 2 to pick the one you like the best. Awesome job on surviving negative and positive fractions, decimals, and mixed numbers.